Welcome. Good morning. Happy May Day. I am Kelly Gant with Operation Remote Resilience. I'm a certified Warriors at Ease teacher. And this morning, we're going to be moving through a meditation that's going to focus on our spine and spinal breathing. This idea of letting ourselves focus on that breath so we can, first of all, quiet the thinking mind and then perhaps invite more of a sense of ease or well being into the body. So, this idea of ease and well being, I want to invite you to get comfortable. And maybe comfort for you looks like laying on the floor. It might look like being seated on the floor as well, or maybe you're resting in a chair. Perhaps settling in with a little bit of wiggling into your seat or your spine. And then just taking this moment to notice where you are connected to the floor. So if you're resting on your back, perhaps you feel the back of the skull and the shoulder blades, some of the spine, that low back and pelvis. For those of us who are seated, we may feel the legs connected to the floor, the ankles, our actual seat and those sits bones. For those of us who are resting in a chair, we may feel our feet, even giving a little press into those feet to experience just a little more grounding. This idea of getting as comfortable as you can. And then maybe taking an inhale through the nose. And if we can, exhaling through the mouth and imagine that breath settling into those spaces where you are connected to the floor. Let's do that just one more time. A deep inhale, a longer exhale, settling into the weight of the body. If it's comfortable to you, you are welcome to close the eyes. Some of us may prefer to leave the eyes open, to maybe lower the lids just a little or soften our gaze so we have this sort of unfocused gaze. Taking a moment now just to notice what might be arising for you. Perhaps in the physical body, we're noticing sensation. We may even notice what's happening with our mental and emotional bodies. And as we notice, we try to notice with curiosity. These are all messages that we're receiving. And if we can, we welcome those messages. We invite ourselves to explore those messages without trying to fix or change anything. Simply being, if we can, with what is. Bringing some awareness to our senses. So maybe noticing the touch of the air on your skin, bringing awareness to any sounds your ears may be hearing. Is there a sense of smell or taste this morning? You may even have some images behind the eyelids or with that soft, unfocused gaze. And without changing breath, take a moment to notice breath. As you breathe in, where do you feel that breath travel? Is there a space that you feel it expanding? And as you breathe out, is there a sense of ease or release that might come with that out breath? We inhale into expansion, exhale into ease. Just 2 breaths more with that thought in mind. We're going to be using our mind's eye to really imagine these spaces in the body. So, returning our attention to our seat and maybe imagining this backside body tailbone tip. From the tailbone, we bring awareness to the belly and the back side, that low back area. We bring awareness to the front bottom rib cage and the back bottom rib cage. We draw that awareness then into the space of the heart, both the front space of the heart and the back space of the heart. Noticing then our collarbones, the tops of the shoulder blades. We let that awareness travel up both the front and the back of the neck, and then maybe even through the top of the head. With this awareness of the physical space, we're going to imagine our breath traveling up and down that physical space. It might be useful to you to think about the in breath traveling up the front side of the body, the out breath traveling down the back side of the body. It might be more useful to you just to simply imagine that spine, the breath coming up and down. So we return our attention to the base of that spine, to that tailbone. With our in breath, we're going to imagine it traveling up the front side of the body. So go ahead and exhale fully. We begin to inhale from the pelvis to the belly, rib cage, front space of the heart, neck, and top of the head. And as we exhale, we go from the top of the head to the neck, shoulder blades, back space of the heart, bottom rib cage, low back, and pelvis. We're going to do that breath 2 more times together. So we'll inhale up front side from pelvis, belly, rib cage, space of the heart, throat, and top of the head. And as we exhale, it travels down the back side of the body, top of the head, neck, shoulder blades, back space of the heart, rib cage, low back, and pelvis. One more time together. A deep inhale through the front side of that spine from pelvis, belly, rib cage, space of the heart, throat, and head. And as we exhale, it travels from the head through the neck, shoulder blades, back space of the heart, bottom rib cage, low back, and pelvis. Let's continue this breath for just about 5 more breaths on our own, imagining it traveling up the front space of the spine and down the back space of the spine. Breathing at a pace that makes sense for you, using your mind's eye to travel that space. Finishing off that last breath. And then returning here to your own natural rhythm, allowing the body to breathe itself. Noticing what might be arising for you in the physical body, in the thinking mind, or the emotional mind. And as we notice, reminding ourselves to notice without judgment, to notice with curiosity, inviting that message and exploring further. This opportunity to focus on breath gives us a chance to quiet that thinking mind. It's an invitation, maybe even for longer pauses between thoughts, and perhaps a more settled feeling or ease in the body. It's available to you any time of the day, pausing to breathe, to imagine it traveling up the front side of the spine and down the back side of the spine. Giving yourself a moment here to reorient to your space. If your eyes are closed, you might blink those eyes, allowing a little bit of light to come back in, that vision to refocus. Perhaps coming back to those senses. Notice the touch of the air on your skin, the sounds you might be hearing in your room, and any tastes or smells that might be present. Reorienting to your day. This opportunity maybe to face the day with a little bit more ease. Take a moment, thank yourself for pausing for these 10 minutes to give yourself a little bit of opportunity to focus and to ground and center. I want to thank you for joining me for this short meditation through Warriors at Ease Operation Remote Resilience. This video will be available on Warriors at Ease YouTube channel shortly. If you have a moment, go ahead, if you can, click in the description below, make a donation if you're able. That allows us to keep these classes going because it's viewers like you that allow teachers like me to share our services. Until next Friday, this is Kelly Gant signing off of Warriors at Ease Operation Remote Resilience and Health, Resilience, and Connection.